Good morning and welcome to the second week of my Pilates beginner class. I hope you enjoyed last week's session learning the fundamental exercises of Pilates. This week we are going to be doing some more of the fundamental exercises as well as learning some of the level 1 mat exercises in this week, and just continuing to build our body's strength for advanced exercises and training our body to move in the proper way for Pilates exercises. One thing to keep in mind as we're doing our exercises is there's always supposed to be one area of your body that is controlled and stable while the other part of the body is moving. It's also important to always be keeping our core engaged. And as we're doing our core exercises, you always want to be thinking about sucking your abdominals in as opposed to letting them push out. We're going to begin by doing a few basic warm-up exercises, and then we'll move on to some more level 1 mat exercises. So again, this week we're going to begin by laying on our back. Feet on the floor, hands by our side. We're just going to take a couple deep breaths in. Exhaling, releasing our body into that mat. And a big inhale through our nose. And exhale through your mouth. Just allowing your body to sink further into the mat. And 2 more deep breaths. Just notice your body and try and keep it aligned and straight. And last breath in and release. And again, this week we're going to start our warm-up with some coccyx curls. So just a small movement in our pelvis, and we're going to do 6 of these, just curling our pelvis up and release back down. And as we're curling up, really scooping those abdominal muscles in and release back down. And 3 more. And as you're doing this, try and keep the rest of your body stable, and it's just a movement of your pelvis. And now we're going to continue on to our hip escalators and rolling all the way up to our shoulders. So we're going to tilt that pelvis up and roll up our spine to our shoulder blades, lengthening our body when we get to the top. And slowly lower back down, 1 vertebrae at a time. And rolling up to your shoulders. Lengthening your body. And rounding your spine as you lower back down, 1 vertebrae at a time. And we'll do 2 more. And slowly roll your spine back down. And last one, just a slow curl up to your shoulder blades. And release back down. Okay, now we're going to do some knee sways and just get some movement going in our hips. So feet together, knees together, centered in your body. And we're just going to sway our knees from side to side, dropping them to the right. And exhale back up to center. And dropping them to the left. And exhale back up to center. And dropping to the left. And feel that nice twist in your upper body. And lowering to the right, and exhale back up to center. And we'll do 1 more on each side. Good. Now from this position, we're just going to extend our legs straight out. Just have yourself centered in the mat. And we're going to be doing the roll ups. So this is an extension of the exercise that we learned in the first week where we just did the upper body curl. This time we're going all the way up and reaching to our toes at the end. So we want to slowly curl our head up, chin to chest, exhaling to pull your body up and reach to over your toes, getting a nice stretch in your back. Returning back to center and slowly lowering yourself back down, rounding that spine. And you can release back down. And we'll do 4 more of those. Arms at your side, slowly rolling your body up, exhaling on the way up, and reaching over those toes. And then sitting straight up. And then lowering your body back down, rounding that spine. And 2 more. Scooping your pelvis in on your way back down, rounding that spine, and release back down. And last one, exhale on the way up, reaching over your toes and getting a nice stretch through the spine and the back of your legs. And then rounding your spine and slowly lowering yourself back down. Try and keep your shoulders soft as you're going down. And now we're going to do the roll over, so you can scoot yourself more to the front of your mat. And we're going to be extending our legs up into this, pointing towards the ceiling, and then releasing them back behind our head to get a nice spine stretch that way. So arms can be at the side. We're going to bring our legs up, toes pointed to the ceiling, and using your abdominals, lifting your body up, and dropping those toes back behind your head. And then slowly lower your body back down. And 3 more. Using our core to lift our legs up, reaching your legs over your head, dropping those toes to the floor, or just however low you can go. And pointing them back up to the ceiling, and slowly lowering our spine back down. It's just a slow, controlled movement. You don't want to be plunking yourself back down onto the mat. And we'll do 1 more. Using your breath with your movements. And release back down. Okay, now just center yourself in your mat again. And we're going to be laying on our back, feet flat on the floor. We're going to move into the Pilates 100. So this is an exercise that's a continuation from our progressive breathing in the first week. So when we did the 5 counts in and 5 counts out, we're going to be doing that exercise 5 counts in, 5 counts out, except we're going to be rolled up and having our core engaged throughout this. So we're going to begin by going into tabletop position. Then you can roll your head up, reach your arms to the back of the room, and we're going to do 5 counts in and then 5 counts out, and we're going to 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. and release, and you can hug your knees into your chest and just rock back and forth. And now we're going to move into the single leg stretch. So we're going to have our left leg pointing out, and we're just going to bring that right leg in. Just get a nice stretch for a second before we begin. And then we're going to roll our head up. You can have your right arm grabbing your ankle, your left arm grabbing your knee. Toes pointed, and we're going to do 2 breaths, and then we switch legs. 2 breaths and switch legs. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And left leg in, and right. And left leg in, and right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And bring your knees in for a minute. And now we're going to move into the double leg stretch. So we're going to have both legs out and then bring them back in. And 2 more. Okay, now sitting up, we're just going to do a little bit of rolling and get that nice spine massage. So we can hug our legs in. Just make sure you're centered in your mat, or maybe a little forward so that you don't roll off the back of your mat. And we're just gonna curl our pelvis in, scoop those abdominals, round that spine, and roll to the shoulder blades and back up. And roll back down and back up. Really using your core to pull your body back up instead of trying to use momentum or your legs. So we're gonna inhale, roll back, exhale, bring your body up. Inhale, roll back, and exhale, bring your body up. And last one. Good, and now we're going to move on to our side and do some side exercises. We'll start in the banana position. So we'll lay on our right sides, your right arm under your head for support. Hips stacked on top of each other, feet stacked on each other, slightly pointed forward in front of your hips in a banana shape. Left arm on the mat in front of you, and we're gonna exhale, raise our legs up and lower back down. And exhale, bring them up and lower back down. And as you're doing this, try and keep your side engaged too. Don't just leave it sloppy on the ground. Try and have your whole core pulled in tight and engage those muscles as you pull your legs up and release back down. And 4 more. And release back down to the mat. And now just check your alignment with your body. We're gonna have our legs straight out from our hips. And we're gonna move into our single leg kicks. So we're gonna start with our top leg, toes pointed forward. You want to have your leg the length of your hip, and we wanna try and keep it this even distance throughout the exercise. So try and not drop it down or be lifting it up too high as we're doing this. And we're just kicking forward and then backwards. So we'll kick forward and back. And forward and pulse and back. And we're gonna pulse twice, once at the front and at the back. and really try and keep the rest of your body stable and engaged as you're just moving your legs. I know it's easier said than done. And last one. And release that leg down. Now, staying on our sides, we're gonna be doing another exercise with our left leg, and we're just going to come into this ballerina position, and we're gonna drag our toes along, up our leg, point it up to the sky, reach your toes back, and lower it back down. And then point your toes, dragging it up your leg, stretching it up to the ceiling, ankle flexed, lowering it back down. Pointing it up to the ceiling, flexing your feet and lowering it back down. And we'll do 3 more. This is just a slow, controlled movement. Try and pay attention to the rest of your body as you're doing this, keeping your core engaged and stable. As we pull our leg up, point it to the sky, and lower back down. And last one. Good, and now we're going to switch to the other side. So laying on our left, we're gonna start in the banana position. Left arm under your head for support, hips stacked one on top of the other, feet together, core engaged, lifting your sides slightly off the mat, and we're gonna exhale, release, or bring our feet up and release back down. And exhale, raise your feet up and lower back down. And this doesn't have to be a huge movement. Just do however high that feels comfortable in your body and that you're able to do while still staying in proper form. So the more you do this exercise and build your strength, the higher you'll be able to lift your feet. But there's no pressure to do it to any certain height at the start. Just do what's comfortable for you. And we'll do 2 more. And last one. And now we will do our legs kicks, kicking our right leg. So hips stacked one on top of the other, legs straight out from the bottom. Right leg up, same height as your hip, and we're just gonna kick forward and back, pulsing when we reach the top and pulsing at the back. And 6 more. 5, 4, keep that core engaged, your body's stable. So we do 3 more. And last one. And release your leg back down. And now we will do the ballerina legs on this side as well. So just check your form, check that your body's in a straight line. And we're gonna point our toes, dragging it along the inside of our leg, reaching it up to the sky, flexing your heel, and release it back down. And pointing our toes, dragging it along our leg, reaching it up to the sky, flex that ankle, and slowly release it back down. Again, this is just a slow, controlled movement. We're not just trying to do this as fast as we can. In Pilates, actually, the slower we do the exercise, the more of a workout it is and the harder it is, and the greater benefit you will get from it as well. And we'll do 2 more. Pointing those toes and dragging it along the inside of your leg, reaching it up to the sky, flex that ankle and lowering it back down. And just notice your hips as you're doing this. Try and keep your hips stacked on top of each other. And lowering it back down. Good. And for the next exercises, we're just going to get into the tabletop position. And we're just going to start by warming up our back a little bit with some cat-cow stretches and getting a nice stretch in our spines. So you want to have your hands under your shoulders, shoulder blades relaxed, knees under your hip. And we're just going to start by inhaling, arching our spine, looking up to the ceiling, and exhaling, rounding our spine up, scooping in your abdominals, reaching your back to the sky, and inhale, arching our back the other way. And exhale, round our spine up. And inhale, arching our back. And exhale, rounding our spine. And we're just going to do a couple preparation for the long stretch. So we're just alternating, putting our feet out, getting into that plank position, and then at the end, we are actually going to hold the plank position for 60 seconds. So we're going to extend the right leg out, and then left. Right leg in, left leg in. Right, out. And we'll do 2 more, and then switch to the left side. Extending out first. So we're going to extend the left leg out, and then the right, bringing the left back in. And we're just going to do 2 more of those. And at the end, we're going to hold the plank position. Okay, and we're going to hold the plank position for 60 seconds. So try and notice your spine, have a flat spine, shoulders over top of your hands, core engaged, sucking your stomach in. Try and relax your shoulder blades as we go. And let's try and hold for 30 more seconds. No pressure to make the full 60 seconds. You just go as long as you can and what feels good for your body. And 15 more seconds. And you can release down and just come into child's pose for a minute and let your body relax. Okay, now coming back up to our plank position, we're just going to tread through our feet for a minute, just giving the back of our legs a nice stretch. Giving our bodies a little break for a minute. Just alternating feet, treading through each foot, feeling that stretch up the back of your leg. And we're going to return to the plank position. And we're just going to be doing a leg lift on either side. So we're going to start with the right leg, lifting it up and lowering it back down. And then switching to the left. And the right. Keep your core engaged, trying to keep your form, keeping your body stable, and it's just a movement of the leg. And we'll do 1 more on either side. So lifting the right leg, and lowering back down, and the left. Okay, and just release back down. Now we can come into a seated position. And we're just going to do a little spine stretch. You can have your feet pointed forward about mat width apart. Just sitting up straight, and we're just going to lean ourselves forward and then rounding our spine, getting a nice stretch in the spine. So we can reach our hands forward to the back of the room, rounding our spine down, and coming back up to straight spine, sitting straight up. And reach our arms forward. And we'll do one more. And now laying on our backs, we are going to move into the teaser stretch. So we're going to be bringing our legs and our arms both up, just resting, I guess, on our butts with our legs and our feet in the air. So we're going to come up to teaser position. Try and keep your chest open, pointing up to the sky, and release back down. And exhale, bringing your legs and your arms up. And release back down. And exhale, bringing your body up. Just think of the hammock exercise in the first week, really bringing your chest up to the sky. And release back down. And we'll do 3 more. And release back down. 2 more. Try and keep your body stable as you hold and release back down. And last one. Hold your core strong, shoulders relaxed and back, and release back down. And just take a moment to breathe into your body and release any tension. Good, and we can come to a seated position, cross leg position. We're just going to do a couple side stretches. So we're going to start with our left hand on the mat, reaching our right hand up overhead, over to the left side, really extending and feeling that stretch along the right side of your body. And coming back down. And switching to the left and reaching your head up, your left hand up overhead, over to the right hand side, lengthening the left side of your body and bringing it back down. And we'll do 2 more. Bringing our left hand up overhead, trying deepening your stretch a little bit with each repetition. And release back down. And last one. Good, and we're just going to end off by doing a roll down. Oh, I have to move my camera back so that you can see me. Okay, I guess that's not going to work. have to find a new camera angle for our roll down for the next weeks. I always like to end my practice by doing just a few nice body stretches and just some intuitive movement. Either stretching or more exercises just according to what my body feels that it needs. And I like also to do some fun little headstands and stuff that I'm working on as well while my body is warmed up after that nice little exercise. So that concludes our second week of our beginner Pilates class. And next week we'll just continue to go into some more advanced exercises as well as some more core work, building that strength. So this is the end of the class, and I am just going to do some outtakes of some of my own stretches and exercises for fun.